Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Ben Olson. That's Nathan Fox. We're the founders of LSATdemon.com and our weekly podcast, Thinking LSAT. We have an email here from Kaylyn. The subject is give some love to part-time programs.
Love part-time programs.
Yeah.
Well, we both love part-time programs. I'm applying to part-time programs and would love some guidance here. I plan on keeping my job while working through law school. I wanted to know if you could dedicate an episode that focuses on applying to part-time law programs. A few questions. My goal is to work in criminal justice reform. You've said on the podcast that lower ranked schools are the best route for students. But if my goal isn't to do big law, does it really matter where I go to law school? I mean, lower ranked schools are usually the best route for students because the price is right. I guess,
Yeah.
what do we mean here by lower ranked? Not a lower number.
Free. Well, lower ranked. We actually don't say lower ranked is the best route. We say that lower
Make sure the
costs.
price is right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Make sure the price is right. If my goal isn't to do big law, does it really matter where I go to law school? I mean, probably not really.
Probably not, but you still, again, you'd want to go where it's cheap. It's still an investment. It's still an investment of your time and your money, and you increase the risk the more you pay to go.
Uh-huh. I'm very curious how Kaylyn intends to do criminal justice reform.
True.
Like, what do you mean by that? I mean,
Is that politics?
a JD qualifies you to work in the DA's office or the public defender's office, and you will have a very significant role in criminal justice reform in the context of the office in which you work. You know, defenders are there trying to keep the system fair, and prosecutors have a lot of discretion in who they charge and what they charge them for. And you can do a lot of good there in a small scale. You can do a lot of good for the community that you're actually working on. But if you're talking about reforming the whole system, I guess, like, do you know any criminal justice reformers?
Yeah.
What route did they take? Okay, next question. Are part-time programs easier to get into than full-time programs? You want to take it?
Yeah, usually. Usually they are, but at some schools, the numbers are actually harder for part-time.
Yeah, and this is all a matter of public record, Kaylyn. So you need to do the research in your local area. Look at the American Bar Association 509 mandatory disclosure reports. You can see LSAT and GPA numbers for both the full-time and the part-time programs. At some schools, you'll see GPA and LSAT higher for the part-time program. At most schools, you'll see GPA and LSAT lower for the part-time program. They also break out scholarships for the full-time versus the part-time programs. And you'll see that some schools don't offer any scholarships for the part-time program. Other schools do. So you just need to do your own research. I think the easiest place to start on that is lsatdemon.com/scholarships. You could put in your state. Apparently you're in Ohio. We haven't gotten to that part of your email yet. But if you put in Ohio, it'll pop up all the schools in Ohio. And then you can just click on the 509s for each school to look at the financing and the difficulty of getting into those part-time programs in your area. Kaylyn continues, how do part-time students secure law experience if they are working full-time?
That's a good question. I mean, get a job in the legal field. If you have to stay at your current job, then I don't know.
I don't know why you're so worried about getting law experience, really. I mean, you know, the JD is going to change the game. JD qualifies you to sit the bar. There's plenty of people who go K through JD, full-time JD, and what? They get summer experience working in firms.
Maybe I think that's what she's thinking about.
Is that that's what she's talking about? Is how
that's my guess. That's how I interpret this.
How they connect to the firms.
Yeah.
That'd be a great question to ask your local part-time programs that you're interested in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I'm interested in these programs.
Not what can I do, but what do your students do? Because the schools might be inclined to tell you a lot of things that
Yeah.
are unlikely to
E-
happen.
Even better, talk to the students themselves instead of talking to the school, because the
Sure.
school's going to just try to sell you, and you need to find it. Get the real scoop from people.
Yeah.
Um, I also would like literally ask ChatGPT.
Mm.
You can learn a lot online.
Yeah.
Um, I think that there's got to be ways, though, because part time programs are great. And I mean, law school basically used to be part time, like
Yeah.
the beginning of law school, it was like a night school kind of a thing that people
Hmm.
studied the law.
Yeah.
Full time law school is a relatively new invention, even though it's now the default. Um, Okay, for background, I'm 34 years old. I graduated from college in 2013 with a 3.0 GPA. Unfortunately, I work in a demanding but growing career as a communications manager at an investment banking firm. Before that, I was a journalist for 10 years. I'm applying with a 160 after using all of my attempts. I'm based in Cleveland. We have quite a few law schools here, but they're lower ranked, like Cleveland State, which never bothered me until listening to your recent podcast, in which you called the lower ranked schools bottom feeders. I'm not tied to Cleveland, and I plan to apply broadly 20 or more schools in various cities. I'd love if you could do an episode that focuses on a non-traditional student like myself who wants to apply to law school in September of 2025. Wow. Okay, so you're trying to apply now. You're done with your LSAT at a 160 high. Don't pay for law school, Kaylyn. That's my best advice. Go for
Yeah.
free or not at all.
I'm putting a 3.0 and a 160 into the scholarship estimator,
Yep.
and it estimates that you would get less than half tuition at Cleveland State, which is ranked 120 or something. Interesting. One soul got full tuition
Hmm.
at Cleveland State.
In the part-time program?
It's the full time program.
Yeah.
Let's look at the part time program. The part time program is less competitive. No, what the heck? In the part time program, the GPA is far less competitive.
What is
With
it?
25th percentile is a 2.91. So you're
What's the
above the
median?
20. The median is 3.19.
Yeah.
But for the full time program, the median is 3.53.
What's the median LSAT?
The median LSAT, see, it flips though. For the part time program, the median LSAT is a 155. For the full time program, it's a 154. So yeah, the part timers are coming in with lower GPA, and I guess they're trying to compensate with a higher LSAT. A decent sized program though. 60 are in the part time program, and 120 are in the full time program. Or actually, a little bit more, but yeah.
I mean, so she's a splitter at Cleveland State. They might give her money. I mean, what kinds of scholarships are they giving in the part-time program? Any?
Yeah, let's take a look. Okay, I'm on the 509. I'm going down to this grants and scholarship table. For the part time program, total number of students receiving grants in the part time program is 60%, whereas in the full time program, it's 92%.
Mm-hmm.
Less than half tuition is 44% for the part time program, half to full is 28%.
Okay. You're a splitter there, Kaylin. You're a high LSAT, low GPA splitter.
Yep.
Unfortunately, your GPA is below their median. So you're a splitter. You're going to lower the prestige of the school by your GPA. You're going to raise the prestige of the school by your LSAT. They're probably going to give you some kind of a discount because they give 60% of their students discounts. Um, can you become a criminal justice reformer by going to this school? I don't know, but I would definitely do some investigations to make sure that that's not just a fantasy. That there are careers that you actually want
Yeah.
if you pursue this, and especially if you pay money for it. It's funny because she took we call the lower ranked schools bottom feeders, but the truth
Mm.
is, any school that admits people with a 3.0 and a 160, those are just not prestige law schools,
Yeah.
right? The best law school that Kaylyn could possibly get into is not a prestige law school.
Yeah.
So that's not to say that they don't make actual lawyers, but they just don't create a lot of big law lawyers. They don't create a lot of big time. You're just not going to go get a federal clerkship. You're not going to be rubbing shoulders with Supreme Court,
Yeah.
or probably the state Supreme Court.
Yeah.
This is just like but these programs do qualify people to sit a state bar
Mm.
and take a bar exam and become barred attorneys. So small firms, um, criminal law, government jobs. There's lots of good jobs that you could get. Um, I just don't know that it's going to be better than the job that Kaylyn has now. I would say that the risk is very high here if she pays a lot of money.
Yeah. That's why you got to
Yeah.
pay close to nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you pay $100,000 into this system thinking that you're going to go reform the criminal justice system, I just have a feeling that you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
And if you go for free, then your risk is significantly limited. And I love that it's a part-time program so you can keep your job. I mean, I hope you say you're not tied to Cleveland, but does that mean that you have to leave your job?
Hopefully not.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully
Because if
not.
you keep your job and you do this for a year and then you figure out that it's not the right path, you can just walk away.
Totally. Especially if you're going for free, because now you don't have the sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah.
I mean, you could also walk away after paying a year of tuition.
It's still a fallacy, but your mind might trick you into
Well, it's a lot harder
continuing.
to walk away if you've paid money,
Yeah.
But if you haven't paid anything at all, that's what I really encourage. Kaylyn, please do apply broadly, and not too many reach schools because you're just not going to get into very many. Literally, you're not going to get into any prestige schools with a 160 and a 3.0. That's just not
Yeah.
happening.
Yep.
So who cares? I don't care what kinds of schools you apply to. There are going to be, I would say, to address the bottom feeding thing, there are going to be a lot of, no matter what school you end up going to, there are going to be a lot of people there who are getting ripped off.
You
You
will
agree with
see
that?
that. Yep.
Oh, for
Mm-hmm.
sure. Because even at good schools, right? Even at schools that are ranked 40th in the country, there's a lot of
Yeah.
people there that you're just going to look at them and go, oh boy, that person's not, it's just
Yeah.
pretty obviously not going to actually practice law.
Yeah.
And at a school that's ranked 80th or 160th in the country, it's going to be a bigger and bigger chunk of the class is there for the wrong reasons, don't know what they're getting themselves into, just aren't that qualified.
Yeah.
Just some combination of not a good student, not a good reader, not careful enough, not a hard enough worker, you know, lacking in English language skills. There's just a lot of reasons why you wouldn't be successful in the law. And the LSAT and the GPA do a pretty good job of sorting people, again, based on how good of a student you are, how hard you're willing to work, how good your language skills are. Um, Good luck, Kaylyn.
Yeah. Thanks for writing in. Email daily at lsatdemon.com if you'd like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.